Good morning. Today, let us see about the organizational behavior. So, let me start with a quote. It always seems to be impossible until it's done. So, it's a it's a video link. You can go through this link and you can observe what are the things just there in the video, and you can note down and remember, and you have to recollect. So this is the video about what are the functions which is happening in the organization, and it will give you an insight about the organizational function and how a person has to behave in the organization. So now let us see the purpose of studying organizational behavior. So why you need to study organizational behavior? So you're going to complete your college studies and then you're going to work in an organization. So if you're going to work in an organization, you must know what is the personality, how you have to behave to people, and how you have to see a particular situation, and how a person is motivated in an organization, whether what kind of incentives will be given, and how what are the promotion strategies, and all those things are done. So when all these things happen, it will lead to a job satisfaction. When we will stay in an organization, we will stay in an organization only when we are satisfied. So when we are satisfied, when our morale is high, and when we like to work in that particular team or group. So when it will happen is it will lead to a perfect attitude and positive attitude towards the organization, and we will like to work in that particular organization. So why you need to study organizational behavior is when you need to be a successful person in your career, you must know the basic terminologies which is used in the organization. All those things you'll be studying in this topic. And other things, what are the things you'll be learning apart from basic things? You'll be learning about the working environment, how a working environment will be, how a person can be happily work in an organization. And next you'll be studying about various leadership traits and how a successful leader has to be. And you'll be learning about group dynamics, working as team, and all those things. And you'll also be studying about the culture and climate of the organization. What are the rules and regulations of an organization, how you have to work. And last, you will be learning about the organizational development. What are the strategies which is used in the current trend, how to develop an organization, on all those things you'll be studying. So this organizational behavior subject, or whatever the chapter what we are going to see today is, it will be carried to till your career. So to be a successful in your career, you must know all these basic terminologies which will be used in your day-to-day life when you're going to join in an organization. So now, so these are the topics which will be covered in today's sessions. So you'll be studying about the concept of organization, definition, and you'll be studying about meaning of behavior and definition, and you'll be studying the meaning of organizational behavior and the nature and objectives, and you'll also be seeing about the key elements and why you need to study the organizational behavior, and what are the disciplines contributing to organizational behavior. And finally you'll be learning about the important concepts which is covered in organizational behavior. So let us see one by one now. So so this is the thing which I have given you. So here you can see the pictures which is given to you. So what are the things which is done in an organization? So these are the different thing. You can just connect these pictures and see. When you connect all these pictures and see, you will get an idea about what is an organization and how it is working on, and all those things. So first picture is about the various companies and all those things, and next one is about the materials used, and next one is packing, and next one is technology and the production, packing, and working as a team. So overall, when all these things happen, you will like to work in an organization. So this is about the organizational behavior. So now let us see about the concept of organization. So when you take any organization, there are five M's you need to concentrate on. The first one is men. Men are nothing but the employees working in the organization. And next one is the material. So materials, what are the materials required to do a perfect product, and what are the machineries required. And next one is how much finance is required to complete that particular task. And next, what kind of methodology you're going to use. So these things are what hints which I gave in the previous slide. So this is the slide which I spoke about. So this is about the men, material, machines, and the technology which is you are going to use. So these are the five M's which you need to concentrate on when you're going to study about any kind of organization. So organization is a purposive creation and has a goal or objective. So you, whatever the goal may be, it should be mutually agreed by the employees as well as the organization. So this is what you have to remember. And organization means it's a collection of people or the employees who work towards to achieve both individual goal as well as the organizational goal. Individual goal is nothing but the employee goal. And next one is we'll see about the definition of organization. So this is the definition. I have given two simple definition by two authors. One is by Lewis Allen, another one is by Oliver. So first definition is organization is a process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed and defining and delegating the work to each and every one in the organization. So when the work is delegated, they will work towards the goal which is given to them, and they will accomplish the objective. So this is the definition of organization is according to Lewis Allen. And next one is the simple definition given by Oliver. So organization is considered as a process of combining the work which the individual or group have to perform with the facilities necessary for the execution for the duties, so that perform to the best channel for effective and systematic, and they will work in a coordinated way, and they will achieve the objectives which is given to them. So this is the definition which is according to the two authors. Now we'll see the definition or the concept of what is a behavior. So what is a behavior? So the term behavior means how a person responds to a particular situation or circumstances within a workplace or an organization. While many elements, the individual behavior in a workplace, the employees will shape their behavior according to their culture or the climate in the organization or a company. So now let us see the definition of a behavior. So this definition is given by Fred Ludens. So behavior is directly concerned with the understanding and prediction and control of human behavior in the organization. So nothing but how a person behave in a particular situation, that too particularly in a working environment. So this slide is about how we are going into the subject. So that is organizational behavior. O plus B is OB. So people are the or an organizational most important asset. So this topic is talks about the behavior of people inside the organization. So this is the concept about organizational behavior. What is an organizational behavior means? So it is nothing but to study the human behavior in the workplace and how they interact between the people and the organization, and what is the main purpose is to predict the human behavior. So that is organizational behavior. So organizational behavior is also a study of factors that affect how individual and group act in the organization and how they manage the environment in the organization. So this is what the meaning of organization means, organizational behavior means. Now let us see the few definitions which is given by the renowned authors. One is given by Stephen Robbins. So according to him, it is a field of study that investigates the impact that individual and group and structure have on the behavior within the organization for the purpose of applying knowledge such as knowledge towards improving organizational effectiveness. So what they're trying to tell us, they'll work towards the effectiveness of the organization, and they will always work as a group, and they will investigate what is the impact of the behavior of each and every individual on the organization. And this is the one more definition which is given by Keith Davis. So it is the study and application of knowledge about how people as an individual and group act within the organization. And here what they are telling us, it will help us to identify the way in which the people can work effectively within the organization or within a company. Now let us move on to the next side heading under organizational behavior. We have already seen about the definition, meaning about organizational behavior. So we'll move on to the next topic, that is nature of organizational behavior. So what is the nature? So the first point is it focuses on the behavior of individual. So what is the behavior of individual within the organization? How he is acting as an individual and how he is acting as a acting as a team player within a team, and what is his behavior and what is his outcome, what is his final output or his performance. So that is the major nature of organizational behavior. And organizational behavior means it is interdisciplinary in nature. It covers various disciplines like anthropology, psychology and sociology. And the third point is it is art as well as well developing skills. So it is used to develop the skills of the employees within the organization. So the next point is it is known as the applied science. It talks about the human behavior, their nature, their attitude, uh, their behavior inside the working environment. So it is known as the applied science. So next one is it adopts to humanistic approach. How a person has to behave within the organization and what are the changes he has to do to achieve the target which is given to them. So that is known as to adopt to a humanistic approach. And next one is to aim is to attain the organizational objective. So why you need to study the organizational behavior is overall you need to achieve the objective or goal which is given to you as an employee. You have to achieve the goal or objective of an organization. And next it is overall a total system approach. What is total system approach? It is nothing but it talks about the overall rules and regulation of the organization, how a person has to behave inside the organization. So it is known as the overall total system approach. So now we'll move on to the next one, that is objective of organizational behavior. So these are the objectives or aim of organizational behavior. First one is to describe the behavior. Why an organizational behavior is studied is to identify how a person is behaving or describing his behavior, what is his positives, negative inside the workplace. And next one is to influence the behavior, how he has to behave, influencing him to work in a better way, motivating him, giving him incentives, making him to perform better. So this can be done by the leaders or the managers. And next one is to understand his behavior, how he is behaving in team, how he is behaving as an individual. So all these things will be done. And next one is to predict how he will behave in the future. So this is a proactive thing. So all these things are done as a objective of organizational behavior. So next one is the key elements of organizational behavior. What are the things which is learnt or the elements which is required to study the organizational behavior? So as I told before, employees plays a major role, and the employees are the major part of any organization. So people. So the key element of organizational behavior is people. People are nothing but the employees of the organization. Next one is the structure. Structure is nothing but who will be in the top position, which kind of structure, whether it's a flat organizational structure or it's a tall organization structure, whether they have a formal structure or an informal structure, all those things will come. Who is the manager, who is the supervisor, who is under top level, lower level, middle level, everything will be covered under structure. And next one is the technology. What kind of technology they are using, whether they are using everything is automized, or whether they are using both automized and manual, or whether they are using software, or whether what kind of technology they are using. It depends on the kind of organization, whether it's a production or whether it's IT based, or whether it is in advertisement or sales, and either whether it is social media. So it depends on the type of organization or nature of work which is done in that particular organization. Next one is the environment. It talks about both internal environment as well as the external environment, social environment, psychological environment. It talks about all the things which is surrounded by the employees as well as the organization, the rules and regulation, government. Talks about everything. So now let us see why you need to study organizational behavior. You have seen about the aim, you have seen about the discipline and all those things. Now we must know why you have to study organizational behavior. So why you need to study organization behavior, why it is required in today's business environment is to secure better labor management relationship. When you are studying organizational behavior, when you are knowing about the employees working in an organization, you will have a better labor and management relationship. So you can create a cordial relationship between the employees and the management people. And next one is to identify individual differences. What is individual difference? As an employee, each and every one will have a different knowledge, different skills, different educational qualification, different criteria to achieve the target and all those things. So when you are studying an organizational behavior, you'll be knowing or you'll be learning about each and every employee working in that particular organization. And next one is to overcome resistance. What is resistance? When something new is implemented in the organization, people will try to avoid that changes and they will try to resist that change. So when an individual behavior is identified, you will know how to adapt, make them to adapt to the changes which is happening in the organization. And next one is to understand the group behavior. Maybe I may be an individual person. My behavior as an individual will be different. But when I'm working in a group settings, my behavior will be different. So you have to analyze the behavior of the employee as an individual as well as a team player. So that is known as group behavior. And next one is to provide counseling. So based on the identification of individual behavior, each and every employee will be given counseling. So there will be separate counselors will be there. It will be done by both the managers as well as the professional counselors. So whether they have to whether they have to improve anything to achieve their goals or objective, whether they have to do any changes in their behavior and all those things as an individual as well as a team player. And next one is to manage the conflicts are nothing but differences among the employees. So when you are studying about the employees within the organization, you will also know about the what are the clashes between the employees, what is the deviations which is between the management and the employees, so that you can manage the conflict which is happening in the employees as well as the management side. And next, finally, this behavior is used to introduce the changes. When you need to sustain in the organization or when you need to sustain in the business environment, you have to adapt to the changes which is happening in the environment. Without adapting to the changes, you cannot sustain in the environment. So you have to introduce a change in the organization. So these are the reasons why an organizational behavior is studied, and it is a continuous process also. And these are the important concepts which is studied in organizational behavior. You'll be studying as a separate unit in the coming sessions. So the first one is individual behavior. So you'll be studying about the employees, what is their personality, how they are behaving, what are the different types of personality, theories of personality, everything you'll be studying. And next, what is perception? How you see a particular situation. So if you see this picture about perception, this person at left side, he's saying it is 6, but the person this side, he's saying it's 9. So this is what I may see at the situation as a problematic situation, but you may see it as a challenging situation. So you must know what is the perception when you're going to work in an organization. And next one is to developing the whole person. So as an individual, you must know how to develop yourself, how to train yourself, how you have to develop your skills and knowledge according to changes which is happening in the working environment. And next one is mutuality of interest. So mutuality of interest is nothing but having a win-win situation. You should also win and your team members also should win, as well as the management has to win. So you must know what all these things mean. And next one is a motivation, a very important concept in an organization. So what is motivation? Making the employees to work towards the goal, encouraging them, empowering them by giving them a challenging job, giving them a perfect incentive, giving them financial incentives, wages, salaries, or other benefits. Or not only that, giving them opportunity to develop, or giving them a goal or support to work in a better way. So all these things are which you will be studying as a employee when you're going to work in an organization. Next one is empowerment. So what is empowerment? So you'll be given a perfect goal, you'll be given a growth a strategy, you'll know what are the morals you have to work, and what is the power and authority, or what kind of work is delegated to you, and how you have to do an accessible job. And you will be also learning about what are the training facilities, new technologies, and all those things. Not only that, positive thinking will be trained to the employees to handle any kind of conflicts which is coming to them. Next one is dignity of the labor. So what is dignity? As an employee, everyone should be treated equally. There should not be any gender bias, there should not be any religious variations, or anything should be there. So these are the important concepts which you'll be studying in organizational behavior. Now we'll move on to the disciplines, or what are the various things which is covered in the field of OB. So these are the various disciplines which is contributing to organizational behavior. So the first one is psychology. Psychology is nothing but the mental wellness or the behavior of the employees within the organization. So anthropology, it talks about the ethics, values, and culture. And next one is social psychology, how a person has to behave in an environment, how he has to talk, and all those things. Sociology is nothing but it talks about interpersonal skills and all those things. Political science, it talks about economics and financial management and all those things. So these are the various discipline which is contributing to OP. So in today's sessions we have seen about the definition of OP, you have seen about the definition of organizational behavior and what is the nature of organizational behavior characteristics, and you would have studied about the scope and what are the different elements and what are the important concepts which you'll be studying in organizational behavior. And finally we have seen about the disciplines which is contributing to organizational behavior. So that's it. We are coming to the end of today's sessions. So before ending, I would like to end with a quote stating that believe in yourself. It's a secret to success. You must know who you are. So finally you will be succeeding. Thank you. Thank you everyone.